everybody. I just got back from New Orleans where I was in a parade. Can you believe that? And I used my little umbrella. I didn't really wear my mask because it was very difficult to wear this mask with glasses on. So I did not wear my mask. I did wear my feather boa that they gave us. And I did have my umbrella. So as a lot of you are probably aware, we were in New Orleans last week. That's why I wasn't live. And we had a fantastic time down there. We had a lot of very good business talks, a lot of things I need to go back and watch again. Why are people calling me when I'm live? Do they not understand what's going on? It's my brother-in-law. He'll just have to call back. Maybe I can just say off. Jeez. Anyway, oh my gosh, Barbara, thank you so much. Barbara just gave me a little tip. You're so sweet. I appreciate that very much. And I did get your email, Barbara. And you know what? We normally get up into Columbia Falls. We've been up to the Mystery House. We've been to the A&W there. We've done a lot of things up by Columbia Falls over the years that we've been up in that area. So one of these days we're going to have to hook up when I'm up there. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought now. These people keep calling me. Somebody called right before I clicked the go live button too. And I'm like, why are you people calling me now? Apparently they don't follow me and don't realize that I'm live right now, I guess. So anyway, but I kind of thought that my mask was kind of cute. I mean, of all the masks that I could have gotten, I really did like this one. I wish I could have worn it, but if I would have worn it, then I would have fallen down because I couldn't see. Cheryl's wanting to know if I got a new printer. No, Cheryl, I did not. As you know, I was on vacation for the first 2 weeks of the month. When I came home, it was working again. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe I don't need a new printer. But then I went to New Orleans and I came home and it's not working again. So I am going to buy a new printer. There's just so many things going on. In fact, here's another little tidbit that happened. On our way out of the campground, when we left our vacation at Swan Lake, the roof of our trailer caught a branch. And it tore up the back corner of our roof, exposing the wood. My husband noticed that when we got home. So we contacted our insurance company. They totaled it because it's pretty old. Let's be honest. The roof is way more than the trailer is worth. So they totaled it. And they're going to come get it. So that was something else that I had to do yesterday. Actually, I had to go in there and get all my stuff out of it. So I had to clean everything out of it. And of course, I don't know if you guys are campers, or if you use trailers, whatever, how much stuff you keep in there. I mean, I do not take, dishes and pots and pans from my house every time I'm going to go into my camper. I just have a set of stuff that's for the camper. So I had to pull every single thing out of there, strip the bed. There was a lot of stuff in there. And then, of course, after I got it all out of there, I had to find somewhere to put it. So that was it probably took me about 5 hours yesterday to do that. So there's just a lot of things going on. Plus, you guys probably know by now that Dina Kelly and I put the finishing touches on our retreat, our fall Stampapalooza and a business palooza that we're going to be doing in October. So I've been doing some things for that. Yesterday was the last day of celebration. It's just so many things. You would think that the month of August would be, pretty laid back because, it's summer and this and that and the other thing. But no, it's crazy. Carol Ray wanted to know, how does she tip me? Carol, there should be in the chat box, there should be a little $ icon. And if you click on that, you'll get some different options of what you might want to do. And please don't feel obligated. You do not have to do that. But I do appreciate it very much when you girls do give me some tips. It's very sweet and I appreciate it very much. So anyways, I got the trailer done. So now they just have to come and get it. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the call for them to come take it away. They've already given us most of the money that they offered us to total it or whatever. So, yeah, they just have to come pick it up. So they don't have to deal with that. But anyway, so there's been a lot of things going on this month. It's been a crazy month. Normally August is a pretty slow month for stamping. You're hot, there's so many other things to do. But for me, it's been crazy busy and I haven't been home but like 1 week out of this entire month. So, Irene's asking if we got a new camper. No, we have not even I'm not prepared for that. I am not anywhere prepared to be searching around looking for a new camper right now. We're going to get a new one probably. I guess I should say probably because I think I've talked about this before. My husband is eligible to retire at the end of September, and he still hasn't decided if he wants to or not. So, um, if he retires, he'll have to get another job because we're not, we're young people still. He's only 51 years old. He's not retirement age, and we need health insurance. Neither one of us are close to qualifying for Medicare, and so we need health insurance. So he'll need another job with health insurance. But he doesn't know what he wants to do. He's been in law enforcement for, you know, probably 29 years total, from starting as a reserve deputy to being hired in one place. We moved. He was there for a few years and we moved here, and he's been here for 20 years. So he's been in law enforcement for a very long time. It's kind of one of those things that's all he knows. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't know what he wants to do. He doesn't know if he wants to just continue on. He's getting kind of fed up with it. I think, 29 years of dealing with other people's problems, it takes a toll on you. So I don't know what he's going to do. Again, there's no pressure from me. He can do what he wants. If he wants to retire, I'll go right ahead and retire. He just has to get another job. The wage isn't as important as the insurance. So, and there's plenty of jobs out there, or he can stay working for the sheriff's office. I mean, they're not getting rid of him or anything like that. And then, of course, the longer he stays, then the more retirement he will get. So, they add percentages onto what you get, every year. So anyways, and yes, Kathleen, you're exactly right. He probably isn't going to get a job making what he makes now, which, honestly, it's not that great. I mean, it's fine. We've survived, we've done decent. We're very frugal people. So we don't just spend money on things. And so, we reuse a lot of things. We fix a lot of things. And so that's just how we've always lived. So retirement's not what it's cracked up to be. Is that what Mary says? Not to if he likes his job. See, that's the thing, Mary. He doesn't necessarily love his job anymore. Like I said, he's very tired of other people's problems. Anyway, enough about that. So I've been very busy this month, or last month. I guess now it's September, so maybe things will get a little bit less crazy. We will see. But I don't know. We've got the retreat planning, and there's a lot of stuff we've got to do before it actually goes live to you guys. So yay. Okay, so I don't have any funny son stories. Oh, I guess he screwed a screw into his finger, not all the way. So he didn't break his bone or anything, but he got injured, which is no big deal. He gets injured all the time. He's just what do you call that when somebody is kind of klutzy, I guess, or whatever. He kind of takes after me, honestly. Sorry to say that. Sorry, son. He takes after me. Some of you may be wondering about my foot. Yeah, it still hurts. Yeah, I'm probably going to go to the doctor. It's probably either a stress fracture on one of my metatarsals, or it is something called extensor tendonitis, which is where your tendon gets damaged. And so it's one of those two things, because the symptoms are basically the same. But the only problem with going to the doctor is that even if they take an x-ray, a stress fracture lots of times does not show up. So even if I have a stress fracture, they may not know it. So I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, again, back to being frugal. We don't like to go to the doctor. And so we don't typically. We will not go to the doctor for as long as we cannot go to the doctor. And some of you are going to hammer me in the comments and say, that's dumb. You should go. There's something wrong. I get what you're saying. However, medical care is expensive. Let's just leave it at that. So anyway, a lot of you guys were talking about retiring and how, no, he does not want to work for the police department. He's already done that here, and that's why he works for the sheriff's office. Did I say that out loud? I did. Okay. Yes, Joyanne says my son is an accident waiting to happen. That is exactly what he is, Joyanne. He's totally an accident waiting to happen. So am I, honestly. Anyway, have them do an MRI. See, Deb, MRIs are super expensive. They're like $2,000 to have an MRI done. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yes, we have insurance, but insurance doesn't pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? There's deductibles, there's co-payments, there's, all that stuff. And so I was just kind of hoping it would get better on its own. But it doesn't appear to be, so I'm probably going to have to go to the doctor. So there you go. Anyway, enough about that and about me and about our fabulous parade that we had in New Orleans. I hope some of you guys were able to watch some of the footage from that. I thought I posted a live. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I was having troubles because we were trying to walk and do all that kind of stuff anyway. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera now and we are going to get busy because I've got some cute stuff to share with you guys. All right, here we go. Lisa says she's the last one to go to the doctor. She says it sucks, but I should go. I know, Lisa, and that's the struggle that I always deal with when I think about whether I should go to the doctor. Like before I had my cataracts. I mean, I knew I had a cataract, but I didn't want to deal with all the things that go along with having a cataract. So it took me forever to get it done. Yes, I am very thankful that I had it done, and I would highly recommend it to everybody to have it done. But, yes, and Deb, you are correct. MRIs will find what x-rays won't. But I kind of feel like let's just say, for instance, that I have a stress fracture. If they put me in a boot, that should fix it. So I don't really feel like there's a need to do an MRI. It's either a stress fracture or it's a tendon problem. Either way, a boot would probably work. So there you go. Oh, Jody, you're lucky. She said her uncle was a doctor, so she just went to him. That would be awesome if I had some doctors in my family. Maybe I should talk to my son about that at dinner tonight. Yeah, he probably isn't going to do it. Okay, here we go. Registration is open for our fall 2022 Stampapalooza with the optional Business Palooza Day. So the retreat is the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of October, the 6th being the business day. So if you are a demonstrator and you're looking to up your game, I highly recommend this. We've got some fantastic speakers. We've got some fantastic, I don't want to call them a class because it's not really a class, but I mean, we have a lot of people that are going to be doing recorded videos that are going to have a lot of helpful information. So let's just go with that. And of course, that's one day. Then the 7th, 8th, and 9th is the Stampapalooza retreat, where we're going to do, of course, our make and take packets. In our make and take packets, we're going to be using, not that stuff. That's coming up in a minute. We're going to be using these bundles. We've got the Hello Harvest, the Kindest Gnomes, the Snowman Magic. We're also going to be using the split card texture dies, the Simply Fabulous stamp set. And so you can add any of these items on your registration. The link is, there's a link to my blog post in the description of this video. And from there, you can go to my registration page because I wanted you to be able to read all the information. Sometimes people have questions, and that should answer all of your questions if you go to my blog post and check that out. So anyway, the retreat, if you sign up before September 20th, is $129. If you wait until $139, or if you wait until after that, then it's $139. Okay. Your box full of fun, if you go with this version, is a $75 product value. It includes the shipping, which is typically about $15 or $16 on one of our boxes. And then, of course, the pre-cut cardstock kit, and you're into the Facebook group for the Stampapalooza. If you do get the Stampapalooza, you can add the business portion for $25. If you just want the business and that's it, it's $49. What else? And we have an online-only version. Of course, anybody worldwide, globally, can join us. You just will not get anything in the mail. We are bound by Stampin' Up's regulations that, as demonstrators in the U.S., we cannot send out any products outside of U.S. territories. So we cannot offer that. But we can offer a online version, which you will still get all the videos. You'll still get the PDF tutorial for all of the projects and all that kind of stuff. You'll still get access to our live videos and everything. So just take a look at my blog. It'll kind of tell you we're, of course, going to do mystery stamping and card challenges, and there's a swap you can participate in if you want to. There'll probably be some kind of a fun game that we're going to throw in there. Yeah, and I can't think of what else is going on. There's a lot. We haven't finalized everything yet, but you know us, it's going to be amazing. So anyways. And then again, here are the bundles you can add to your registration. If you already have them, excellent. You don't need to add them. Then, you guys, Stampin' Up! Just offered a couple of new products today. are the costs. Becky, if you are on somebody's team, Dina, Kelly, or I, you need to contact your upline, and there is a discount for team members. In addition, there's another $10 off. So, but you're going to have to get your retreat from whoever your upline is. Okay. Diana wants to know if it's all done online or in person. It's all online, Diana, because the three of us don't live together, or I mean in the same place. So we're not going to be having it live, which would be amazing. Live events are amazing. I just came from one and it was amazing. But the logistics of something like that for the three of us and where we live, we're not going to do that right now. So everything will be recorded and you will have access to it for your lifetime. So there you go. Any other questions? I think that is all the questions. Okay, so there you go. If you have any other questions, be sure you can email me, barb@barbstamps.com. If you think of it, you can ask it here. Hopefully I'll see it and I can answer you. There we go. So today, Stampin' Up! Is offering 2 new branded merchandise items. We have this super cute plaid coffee mug. That is $11. It's a 12-ounce cup. It's ceramic. It is microwave and dishwasher safe. We also have a fun little beanie hat that is 100% acrylic, and it's $20. So I've got the item codes here. If you're interested in those, you can go to my online store at shoppingwithbarb.com, and you can throw them in your cart and order them. Okay. New to September, we're going to be having weekly deals. Now, some of you may have been around for a while and have remembered this. We used to do this on Tuesdays, I believe, a number of years ago. So they're bringing them back for the month of September. So they're going to be on the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd. The products will be announced. They are available while supplies last. So there will be no back orders. And then you can check them out in the online store by going to, shoppingwithbarb.com. And then if you click on the menu and specials, you will see the weekly deals there and you can see them. But these are all the products that are on sale this week. We've got the Splendid Day Designer Series paper for $12. The craft note cards and envelopes for $8. The brushed brass butterflies for $8. Classic matte dots, $6.30. The summer shadows dies. You guys, these go with a set, the shaded summer. These were a celebration item a year and a half ago or something like that, and they brought them back into the annual catalog, and so they're also on sale, $27.20. The brushed metallic dots, $8.10. Craft gift boxes, $8. These are perfect for giving card gifts, and Christmas is coming up, just saying. Our craft paper, $4.80. Round and square brads, $6.10. Our linen specialty paper, $4.80. Pale papaya 3/8-inch ribbon, $6.30. And then finally the Snowfall Accents puff paint for $3.60. So there you go. All right, so that's going to be every Thursday. We're going to announce new ones, and they're only in September, and they're while supplies last. So just be sure if you want something, get it early. Okay, World Card Making Day is coming up, and that is going to be, what day is that? I can't remember. I think it's October 2nd, but I'm not positive. Anyway, Stampin' Up's going to be featuring 3 bundles during a live event that they're doing that day. And one of these is brand new, you guys. This is called Warm Welcome. It is a $1 million set by Jenny Polly. I believe she's from Germany. And it is like a sneak peek. It's going to be in our upcoming January to June mini catalog. And you can buy it now. And if you buy it now, you're going to get a free package of iridescent pearls. So if you purchase any of these bundles by October 1st, you get a free package of iridescent pearls in your order. So it's 1 per order. So I guess if you want 3, you would have to, okay, October 1st. Thank you, Debbie. You'd have to place 3 different orders to get 3 free packs of gems. So hopefully that makes sense. But I'm pretty excited about getting this. Okay. I still have a few Texture Chic class kits left if you're interested in that. I also have, I think, 4 or 5 Fish in a Wish card kits left. I have quite a few Best Butterflies. I sold them out and then I bought some stuff to make some more kits. And so I do have a number of these available if you're interested. I'm not going to lie, the kits are amazing and the cards are so cute. If you love this color combination that's in this paper, you're going to love these cards. My online class for the month of September is going to be the Happy Hippos or Happiest Hippos. They were celebration items. So I'm going to be coming out with the information on that, but you will be able to add both of those items to your class if you don't have them anymore. Just throwing that out there. And then my personal class to go is going to be the Celebrate tags. I'm using it tonight, so I'll show you and then I'll talk about it. Okay, Stamp Happy Academy. always amazing, as a ton of you guys that are on here know. Some of you girls are past members, some of you are current members, some of you are probably going to sign up today because it's amazing. You can check everything out about it at stamphappyacademy.ning.com. We've got different membership levels. You won't be sorry. It's an amazing fun. Okay, then I do have my project tutorial library. I do have to add a few more things to this, but right now there are some things in there. Barb's tutorial library after tinyurl.com. And then finally, adhesive kits. I always have adhesive kits. They come in these adorable pouches. I have multiple colors available. There are blue, purple, green, red, yellow, and black, if I remember all those right. They come with a lot of good stuff. Aside from the pouch, you get a ruler, glue dots, an ink eraser, adhesive eraser, liquid glue, some black dimensionals, a tear and tape adhesive, regular dimensionals, and a seal. So there you go. All right, let's get the stuff and start stamping. What am I going to do first? We'll do this, because then I can say this is going to be my class for the month of September, the Celebrate with Tags. It's a bundle. It's got the Celebrations Tags dies and the Celebrate with Tags stamp set. And I don't know what I'm going to put with it, but you know, if you've taken my classes, they're amazing. I pick good stuff to go into the kits, and you make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. You get envelopes, you get all the pre-cut cardstock pieces. You get typically designer series paper, embellishments, and ribbon. And then sometimes I throw some other things in, like last month with the Fish and a Wish, everybody got a blending brush. So it just kind of depends what I can get in there for the price point that I use. So anyway, we're using this. We're also going to be using the Celebrate Everything Host Designer Series paper. Now, this is the paper you can get. It's in the holiday catalog, and it is a host only, meaning that you have to either have a party for yourself or a party with friends. It's a minimum $150 order. Then you qualify for Stampin' Rewards, and you can use the Stampin' Rewards money to purchase this paper pack if you so wish. It's 48 12 by 12 sheets. It's huge. I like to just take one of every pattern and put it in a different pouch, so that way it's easier for me to use. Number one, I don't end up cutting into more than one sheet of the same design, because I've done that before with these big paper packs. It's like I'll pull out this piece and I'll use a little chunk out of it, and then I come back, you know, next week and I want to use this paper again. I don't realize that I've already used a piece, so I'll pull another piece out and cut a chunk out of it. And I like to use it down to the bits and then have the full sheets, just in case. You never know if you're going to want to make like a fun fold card that uses an entire half sheet or something. So anyway, that's my own little weirdness that I do. But the paper is amazing. Now, this is cute paper. I colored these trees with Stampin' Blends. This paper was just black and white, this particular pattern. So I colored it. Isn't that cute? I love it. And these patterns are so bright and so fun, so cheery. And we are going to be using these 3, well, this double-sided piece here, and then these stars. We're going to make kind of a Halloween card. Well, actually, it is going to be a Halloween card. There's no kind of about it. It is going to be a Halloween card. But, so here's that paper that I colored. You can see it's just black and white, but it's so cute. You could color it multiple colors of green. We've got some polka dots, some pink and red stripes. You can never go wrong with a diagonal rainbow, honestly. This on the back. We've got some, what do you call these things? Fireworks. And then that. And this is one of my favorites. I just love that I'd like to just frame this and stick it on my wall. I think it's so cute. That's the back, some pink snowflakes. We've got some black and white fireworks. Then we have this on the back of that. We've got some wood grain. And then some Pacific Point, a couple Pacific Point patterns, and this. So there's a lot of fun patterns. It's really fun paper. Oh, look at the back of that one. That's another one that I'd like to frame. I could frame them together. You could just have some fun Christmas artwork. That makes my brain do a little bit of racing. Anyway, so here are my paper pieces. I did cut myself a tag using that large tag die. There are 2 actual large tag dies. The tags are designed that you can use them on gifts, so you can fold them in half if you so desire to add to a gift. For me, for this particular card, I'm going to cut this in half. So I'm going to pull in my little mini kind of photo trimmer here. And if any of you are interested in a trimmer like this, I did put a link to a little photo trimmer in the description of this video. It's not a Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I wish Stampin' Up! Would offer this again because it's the cutest thing. It's the most handy thing I've ever used. It just sits here on my desk all the time, and I use it a lot. But if you don't have that one, there is one in the description of this video. It's a mini photo trimmer. Okay, so I'm going to have a tag for another project. So I'm using that. I'm also going to use some basic black for my card base. And then I have a layer of white for the inside. And then I have a little piece of one of the patterns of the paper to add at the very bottom here of this paper. You know, I'm going to go with liquid glue on this just because I'm not positive that I can make my seal skinny like that. I feel like it would be too wide. I wouldn't be able to do it right. So we're going to do that. Okay. And let's trim off that little bit right there. So that's done. And then I've got two pieces. So this one, they're the same piece, but we're going to use the striped pattern and then this pattern on top of it. So I have cut the striped pattern to 5 inches by 2 inches. And I'm just going to go ahead and add that right in the center. Oops. Oh no, is my seal? Oh, this is my seal that it was kind of messed up. And then I fixed it. But I think it might still be a little bit messed up. So I may have to get a new one out, and then I'll just mess with this later because, you know, we don't want to be messing around with this if we don't have to. So let me try it. I tried to fix it. We'll see what happens. I guess I should have showed you what I was doing. What happened was when I got it, there was something wrong with it. I can't even remember. And I could have called Stampin' Up! And asked for a replacement, and they would have given it to me because that's how they roll. But I decided to try to fix it myself, and I was able to. So all I did was open it up and then pull the big cog out of the way, and then the small cog, I can roll that and make it kind of tight. So hopefully that will work. If it doesn't, oh well. Okay. Back to this. We need to add a little more right there. Okay, so I'm going to add this to the center. I'm trying to center it from top to bottom and side to side. So that's a lot for my brain and my eyeballs to do together. So hopefully it's even. And then this piece is 1.5 by 5.5. And we're going to add this one over the top of this. So this should go from edge to edge. And then, of course, I'm looking at it from, you know, top to bottom. I'm trying to center it on the piece that's already on there. Okay, there we go. So that's just a fun way to use up some of that designer series paper that I know you're all hoarding. Then my little tag here, I am going to also use this star paper along with, well, I'm going to use the Bewitching stamp set because I'm going to use the stars and this little hat right here. Oh, that's why I can't see. I forgot to put my glasses on. Does anybody ever do that? Forget to put their glasses on and wonder, why can't I see that? Oh, no, it's just me. Okay. All right. So I'm going to punch out the hat out of the patterned paper. These other bits I don't need, so I can just push them off to the side. And now this piece here, I am going to ink up the hat again, or not again, but I'm going to ink up the hat. But I just want the hat band. So I'm not going to do the entire hat. I just want the band. So there we go. That should work. And I'll just stamp it on this scrap here of crushed curry. That is one of the colors that is in the paper. And then I'm going to cut the band out of here. So I'm just going to cut into it right there. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of black border around the buckle. Not a ton, but just a tiny bit. Then we'll come in here and cut around that. And I'm going to leave a little excess past that black mark, just because when the punches this out, it's a little bit smaller than the stamped image, or it's a little bit bigger, I should say. So my piece with the stars is a little bit bigger than this hat band. So I'm going to just make my hat band a little larger. I hope that makes sense. So you can see I'm just kind of making that a little bit larger. All right, so then I can add it to my hat. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Lisa just said she's sharing and liking. So if anyone else would like to share and like, I would love that. Because when you guys share and like, it tells YouTube that what I'm doing is helpful or fun or engaging or whatever their algorithm would think of it. And it will then share the information with other people so that other people can come watch me too. Okay, so we've got the hat on there. So the buckle, I want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to bring in my dark daffodil Stampin' Blend. Hello, Judy. Judy's coming in from Florida. Welcome. So I'm just going to color the buckle with the dark blend just to kind of have it stand out a little bit from the rest. There we go. All right. And then we're going to end up putting it on the tag, but I do want to decorate the tag just a tiny bit. So I noticed we don't have a whole lot of Halloween greetings. Well, I shouldn't say we don't have a whole lot. I only bought one stamp set and it doesn't have any Halloween greetings. So I bought this one. This is the only Halloween bundle that I bought. And there's no sentiments in it, but there's a little boo in my cottage wreaths. And so I've been using that because I think it's perfect. So I'm going to stamp the boo down at the bottom of the tag. And so about right here. Since I could see through it, I was able to kind of make it straight. Then I'm going to bring in my crushed curry pad and I'm going to stamp a couple of the star images. Bring in my scratch paper here. I finally got a new pad of this stuff. I was stuck reusing the same piece over and over for quite a while, and I was not super happy about that. So I finally got a new pack. I was very happy about that. And so I'm just going to add just a couple of stars to the tag here. Oh my gosh, why do people keep calling? Is this my brother-in-law again? I feel like I need to just put my phone somewhere else. Yes, it's him again. Okay, actually, since I kind of know where I want to put my hat, so I feel like I'm going to add some stars right to the edge here, because you can see I'm covering up all the stars with my hat. So I'm going to need to stamp a few more. Yes, I think that will work. Okay, so we should be done with that. So we've got our hat. We can go ahead and add it to the tag. So I'm going to use dimensionals, and look at that. I've got a sheet of dimensionals here that's almost used up. It's one of my most favorite things. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing. I appreciate that. And hello, Wendy. Wendy said she forgot to say hi. Hello, Wendy. Thank you for joining us. And we're going to add our hat about like, oh, no. Stop. Come back. Ah. I find that if you don't stick it down really hard, then you can get it back. I want it a little farther over so that it doesn't hang off. There we go. Okay. So then we can add it to the card. So you can see all these papers coordinate together, which is really cool. So I'm going to use my seal again here. And I'm just going to angle it just a little bit, not a ton. Now, you guys, I have shown this before, but there's always people watching me that haven't watched me before, or, you know, what have you. So I'm going to share this again. I want to punch out some black glittery stars. Well, we don't have black glimmer paper anymore. So I'm going to take this black glitter washi tape. There's a set of washi tape in the catalog. There's 4 different colors. So I'm going to use the black, and I'm just going to add it to a scrap here of white. So I'm going to run that across, press it down, and then I'm going to run another strip right next to it. Right next to it, but trying not to overlap them, because I just want them to be right next to each other. And then one more. So we'll have 3 pieces that are like right next to each other. If I can get that, that should work. It tears off really easily, so I'm going to flip it over and smash. Oh, welcome, Tony. Tony is here. And then we've got the stars on our punch. So all you then need to do is just take your punch and punch out some fun glittery stars. You can see I did leaves here in the green, and then I have done some pumpkin tendrils in the orange. So the only one that I haven't done this in yet is the purple. So there you go. Oh, thank you, Diane. She says she always loves my videos. I appreciate that very much. And oh, here's my other star. So I already had done that earlier because I was, I always have to like make my card beforehand. I got to make sure the card is good. You know what I'm saying? So I did do that on some other scraps. And so I have quite a few to choose from now. So I kind of thought that I'd just bring in my liquid glue and just put some dots of glue where I want some of these to go. So I thought I would put, maybe one here below the hat. I'm not sure how many up here. One or maybe two, we'll see. I thought maybe one here, maybe a couple here above the tag. Get my take your pick tool here. And so I'll just start placing these on the card. And even though it's black on black, there's just something about having a little sparkle that's just, it's just cool. I love it. All right, we'll put one right here on this tag. Maybe a small one. No. Let's go medium, because there's 3 different sizes, I think. There's a small, medium, and a large. So we'll go medium. I kind of feel like I might need another one, but let me hold off because I have one more thing that I wanted to add to it before I do the inside. And that was to tie a little bow with some of our Baker's Twine Essential pack. So this pack has in it 5 different colors of twine. So we've got the vanilla, the gray granite, the white, the crumb cake, and the black. So obviously we're going to use black. And when I went to get my package out here, I already had a bow in here. So it's like I must have tied it for something and then didn't use it and threw it back in there. So instant bow already done. Yay me. And so we're going to get a glue dot here. And now I like to roll my glue dots into little logs or tubes. And if you just take, a tiny fingernail, or if you don't have a fingernail, use your take your pick tool, the pokey end, and just roll your glue dot on itself until it's just a little log. Hopefully you can see that. So it's a very skinny little piece of glue dot. And then you can add it to the back of your twine here. And you can stick it on so that you can't see it from the front. And a lot of times if you use a full glue dot, then things stick to it. It sticks to the envelope when your recipient tries to pull it out. And that is really helpful to keep that glue dot from not sticking out anywhere. So there's a little bow, which is kind of cute. And then the inside. Now, this is kind of a silly thing. On this paper, all right, which pattern is it? Is it? No, it's not the stars. It's the striped one. Hold on, let me find it again. So we've got the striped paper and then this paper here. So there's all these funny looking little ghosts. And I thought, what if I colored one yellow and cut it out and then just stuck it on here? Why not? So that's what I'm going to do. So I've cut him out. I colored him with the dark blend, and he's just going to kind of hang out down here. And he might have a couple of black glittery stars around him because I have a few extras. So why not? Why not stick them in there? So we'll just do that. And whoops, you know what? There is like a lot of glue right here. So let me just kind of touch it to my finger and get some of it off, because it's going to squish out and it's going to make a mess. I can already tell that that will happen. Okay. Whoops. I totally touched the glue with the star and then moved it. Okay, there we go. Isn't he kind of creepy but cute? It's like, I don't know what the heck. Like his head's too tall, or I don't know. He's adorable, yet he's not. Okay, so let's add this to the inside. My little inside tip for those of you that may be new: when I put an inside layer in, I don't care about the fold line. I don't care how close my layer is to that at all. I only want to line up the 2 short sides and the long side here, because as long as those are lined up and there's equal distance around all of them, it's not going to make any difference if it's close up here or not close, because it's all black there. So, all right. And then of course, if you want to decorate your envelope, you could take another piece of this paper. I recommend a 2.5 by 6. Glue that to your envelope flap, and then you have a coordinating card. So there is card number 1. I think that's adorable. I didn't put any bling on there, like no rhinestones or anything, because I feel like the glittery washi tape does that for me. So there you go. All right, let's clean up project number 1, because you know me, I can't handle a mess. I think I need this yellow marker again, so I'm going to keep that out here. I've got a few of these little tiny stars left. Let me get my little container back here and throw those in, because you never know when you're going to need them. Keep those so I can share that. All right, let me clean my stamps. Use my chamois. Well, I was talking about this. I did a live for Stamp Happy Academy Tuesday. And when your chamois starts to get really black in the middle, sometimes what will happen is if you're cleaning off your stamps, you might start to get little tiny pieces of black. You can see that? That is from my chamois. So that tells me that it's getting close to time for me to replace my chamois, or just to use the edges where I haven't used it all up yet. So not that it's bad or I need to, but just be aware that sometimes as they get used, and of course, you know, when you're using something all the time, you're going to have to replace it. That's just life. And so that's a way to tell when it's getting kind of worn out, is if you end up getting little black pieces, little fuzzies on your stamps, then you know that your chamois is getting a little bit deteriorated. Okay. Let me get my next bucket. Oh, this is cute. Now, I did not talk about this at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to talk about it now. We have a promotion this month called the Perfect Partners. And so what we've done is, let me find my sheets. Here we go. Wow, these are just destroyed. We have some stamp sets in the catalog that obviously would be much better if they had coordinating dies. The birthday piggy, for example. So Stampin' Up! Has offered a set of dies to coordinate with this birthday piggy. Now the kicker is, these dies are only available while supplies last or through the end of the month. Now I don't know if they're going to carry them over if they still have some left. That's a possibility, but I haven't heard anything for sure yet. So I'm going on the assumption that while supplies last or the end of the month. So we're going to be using this particular bundle, because I already had the stamp set, so I bought the dies. Now, if you don't have either of them, you can purchase that as a bundle and save yourself 10%. If you've already purchased the stamp set, then you can just get the dies. We also have a set of dies to go with the tree trimming stamp set, or trimming the tree, which is in their annual catalog set that I have. And so I was very excited. So I just got the dies for that as well. We have one to add to the Waterfall Canyon stamp set. So now we have some, look at all those dies, you guys. There are a ton. And of course, we have some for the Yeti to Party, which is fun. And the apple blossoms. And then I also got this one here, the fresh cut stamps. So that's a pretty cool promotion for the month of September, just to make some of the stamp sets that you may already have or maybe have on your wish list a little more useful. Oh my gosh, I missed somebody giving me a tip. I feel terrible. Oh, it was Patty. Patty, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm so sorry that I didn't see that and I didn't say anything. Sometimes I get so engrossed in what I'm doing that I don't even see the comments come across. So I am terribly sorry about that, and thank you so much. Okay, so we're using the birthday piggy. And we're going to do a little bit of a fun fold kind of card. So we're going to use a half sheet of cardstock. This is Pool Party. Get my trimmer here. Susan just ordered I know, the scooter is so cute. And then this little wagon. Oh my gosh, just adorable. Okay, so you've got your piece of cardstock here. You're going to first slide it into your trimmer at 4 1/4, which is just the halfway point. So that's going to be our fold line. Then we're going to back it off to 2 3/4, and we're going to cut. So we have this, we're going to fold that up, and that is a standard size card of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So now you can fold it the opposite way, because sometimes when you cut paper, you get a little lip. And so you can fold it the opposite way to have the lip go to the inside if that's what your little heart desires. So then we have this piece that is 2 3/4 by 5.5. We want to chop that down to 5 inches by 2 3/4. This is a scrap. Then we're going to slide it over to 4 1/4, and we're going to score it. All right. And then we're going to fold that. So we're going to make a little bit of a fun fold here. You can also make a gift card holder out of this if you so desire. So I'm going to add adhesive right here. Where is my liquid glue? Did I stick it back in that bucket? Well, never fear. Oh, no, it's right here. See, I didn't think I did, but you never know. So I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to this little flap. You can use whatever adhesive floats your boat. I'm going to try to get it pretty close to the fold line so that it will be flush with the card when I stick it on here. So I'm going to set it on here so that it is about 3/4-ish of an inch right here. And then we're just going to add it to the top. So we're going to scooch that down, scooch it over. Ugh. Do I have black ink on my hands? I feel like I might, because there is a tiny bit of black ink on my layer here. I get annoyed with myself when that happens. And so I'm going to bring in my adhesive eraser first. See if I can, oh, maybe it was just adhesive. Okay, phew! I feel a lot better about that now. Okay, so we have this little guy in place, and so this is what our card's going to look like. I am going to go ahead and use my bone folder to burnish these folds. There we go. And now if you want to make a gift card holder out of this, you can put your gift card in here with some glue dots. If you wanted, here's a Starbucks card. You could put it in there like that, or you could just tuck it into the card, since that's going to be where, you know, you might like write a message or something. So whatever you wanted to do, you could make this into a gift card holder. Okay. All right. So then we also have a couple more pieces of white. We've got a white for the inside, which is 4 by 5 1/4. We've got a white for this flappy right here that is 2.5 by 4. Oh, Teresa, how do you cut your glue eraser? You know, you don't have to, but you can. And if you want to, you can just take a pair of, these are kind of like some crappy scissors that I've had in my stamp room forever. Or if you happen to have our old rubber cutting scissors, you can do that. And you can just come in here, and it's not the simplest thing to do, but you don't need to take off too much because you're just taking off a tiny little layer of glue. But let me show you a little trick with you guys about what I do a lot of times to clean mine off. I will take a piece of copy paper, or this paper, whatever paper, and I will just really rub it on the paper, and that sort of forces the glue that's on it into like one little area, and then you can just take that glue off. You can see I've got like a little glue booger here on my thumb, and you can throw that in the garbage. And you can do that all the way around the whole thing, like every so often. You can do that, and it will pull the glue to the top, and you can get it off. So you can see the sides are dirty, but that's probably from my hands and my fingers being dirty. So I don't care about that. But yeah, that's how I cut it. If I need to cut it, I just use some scissors and literally just cut that stuff off. But I have found that this little trick works really well of just rubbing it on the paper and then just peeling off that little glue booger and throwing it in the trash. So either way will work. Okay. What were we doing? Oh, this was 2.5 by 4. This was 4 by 5 1/4. We also need a scrap of white to stamp our little piggy on because it's just adorable. I think this should work. All right, so I've got my little piggy stamp here. Got my memento pad. This is another little tip I've shared before. I don't understand why the makers of Memento and StazOn do this, but they have their pad recessed. So the back of it, you can see how it's totally recessed in there. And so a lot of times when you're using it, you're putting pressure on the pad itself. It will break. The plastic will crack. As you can see in this StazOn, this old StazOn pad I have here, how it's cracked there. You can totally see that it's cracked right there. It's cracked right there. So I don't know why they do that. But in order to stop that from happening, I decided to take a little chunk of Post-it notes and stick it in there, and then add some tape to it, just so that it takes up the space, and so that when I'm like pounding on it to ink up my stamps, or if I'm doing it like this, it's not going to break. I know it looks dumb, but I don't know. I just get annoyed when things break. And so I've got that gift of ingeniousness, I guess is the word. And I'm always coming up with little tips and tricks like this just to help myself out. So that's just a little tip that I'm sharing with you. Do it or don't. It's totally up to you, but it works really well for me. So we stamped our adorable little piggy with this little balloon. And what did I do with all of my piggy pieces? I had a whole bunch of, interesting. Hold on just a moment. Oh, I found them. I'm like, I know, I die cut a bunch of pieces from that stamp set, or from the die set. Okay, so this is what I did die cut. There's a cute little birthday banner. So I did die cut a couple of these, and you can see there's like embossed pattern in there. So this one has like some stripes. This one has some circles. This has like a crosshatch pattern. So stinking cute. It's got a flower duo and then a single flower. So you can get 3 different size flowers. It's got this adorable little bow that goes on this super cute little package. So it's got a little birthday present there. And then I wasn't sure what color of bow I wanted. Well, I mean, obviously I'm not going to use the daffodil because the pink is way better, but I was kind of daydreaming when I was die cutting this stuff, and yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So anyways, we're going to use these little die cuts. These are all in the die set. So first we need to color our little piggy scene here. And so I have some blends. I need my yellow. Well, what in the heck did I do with my yellow? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So I've got a dark daffodil, and I'm just going to do the flame with that. I've got a light gray, dark gray. This is a dark smoky slate. And I'm going to very gently and lightly color the plate, as well as his little hooves. Hoofs. I don't know. How do you pronounce it? Hooves? Or I don't think hoofs is correct, but I don't know if hooves is correct either. So we're going to go with hooves. Then we have some crumb cake. This is a light crumb cake for a little bit of our ground, because we don't want him to be sitting in the air. He's got to be a little bit grounded. Okay. Oh, we have somebody joining us from Texas. Judy, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. I've got a light flirty flamingo that I am going to color my little pig friend in here. Now, I am not the world's best colorer, and you probably already know that. So there's not going to be a whole lot of shading and fancy coloring from me, because I don't know how to do that. I just color. So I'm just going to color my pig one color, the light flirty flamingo. Color his little belly and his back end and his little legs and his little arms, but I don't know if pigs have arms. They probably have legs. And then I've got the dark flirty for his little snout, and then his little curly tail, and our candle. There we go. All right, and then I have light and dark Bermuda Bay. The light Bermuda Bay is going to be for the bulk of the cake. Now, I'm purposely trying to miss those little curly cues that are there, and I'm trying to leave them white just for, I don't know, a little more interest, I guess. So that it might actually look like I know how to color. And then I'm going to leave this little spot here that's supposed to be like a highlight or a shadow. I'm going to leave that white as well. So we'll do that. And then I have the last color is the dark Bermuda Bay. I'm going to get this little tiny end of the balloon and then the top of the cake. There we go. Then I would take that to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I would cut it out. And looky here. It's already done. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Now I found, this is kind of silly, but I did find that I really liked the Flirty Flamingo blends with the polished pink paper. So if you're wondering if they go together, Yes, I feel like they do. Okay, so we have our little layer of white here. So I'm going to stamp a sentiment that says, this little piggy, which one is it? This little piggy says happy birthday. I'm going to do that in gray, basic gray. And I'm going to do it kind of on the bottom. I got a piece of hair sitting there. On the bottom, but off to the left. So I'm going to ink that up. Hopefully it's not too crazy. And maybe, I don't know, an 1/8 or 1/4 inch from the bottom-ish. And then, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this little present right next to my sentiment. Because it's so cute. All right, so we've got a little spot for our little present. And then we have our little bow. And I just feel like it just needs a tiny bit. Probably just the glue that's left on the tip of my thing here is all I'm going to need. And I'm going to stick that. Now you could use your take your pick tool if you have a struggle, you know, picking up tiny things. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Right now it worked out pretty good. Our little die cut pig friend is going to be put on with some dimensionals. So let me see what I've got left here. Yeah, as I say, I was going to try to use some of these strips for him, but I don't think I'm going to. I think for the balloon, I'm going to bring in a mini. So I've got a mini dimensional here. We'll put that on the balloon. That should be good. Get the backing papers off. Let's see. Anybody asking any questions? La, 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 la. Ooh, Laura says we could put a bunch of pumpkins inside that wagon. You absolutely could. You wouldn't even have to use the wagon for the pig set. You could just use it for other things. Christmas presents. Oh my gosh, what other things could we stick in there? I think we could put a lot of things in there. All right, so I'm going to set my little piglet here, like so. And then I'm going to add my little banners with some glue. So I'm just going to add a little bit across the top. And I'm just barely squeezing this, you guys. So the amount of glue that's coming out, it looks like there's a lot covering the whole thing, but it's very, very thin so that it won't hopefully squish out all over the place. All right, so I'm going to add this about like this. And then we've got our cute little yellow banner. We're going to do the same thing with that. Add a little bit of glue to this one. And if you struggle with doing this kind of work, we do sell adhesive sheets in the catalog that are very cool, and they will make your life a lot easier if you do struggle with using liquid glue. You can just die cut everything on those adhesive sheets, peel the paper backing off, and you're done. Okay, so our little pig friend, the front of this is pretty much done. So let me add some adhesive. Oh no, look what happened. I picked up a flower and I've got adhesive stuck on my desk. Urgh! Okay, so this is going to go here in this area, about like so. Okay. And then I almost forgot, I have a piece of Designer Series paper from the Brights Collection Designer Series paper stack. Now, if you, excuse me, this is something that I buy every single year. I love just having a color with a pattern with no other colors on it because it makes it so easy to use. You could use this, I can use it on this card. I could use this same piece of paper on a Christmas card. I could use the same piece of paper on a Get Well card. I could use the same piece of paper. I could just flip it over and I could make a man card with it. So these patterns, because they're just so muted and I don't want to say plain, but they are kind of plain. And so they're perfect to add a little bit of pizzazz to your projects without taking away from your projects. I hope that makes sense. So I love buying these stacks of this paper, and I do get it in every color, in colors, all the collections, all of it, because I use it a lot. And I just really like it. Okay, so we're going to add that. How does that work? That's cute. And then we're going to add our inside layer. I'm just going to go ahead and add the seal to that. We're going to open it up. And now this one, since I don't have a complete fold line at the top, I am going to try to center it on all 4 sides. I think I did an okay job there. All right. And then I have another sentiment that says, go to your happy place and stay there all day. So I'm going to ink that up in the gray also. And I'm going to stamp it like underneath where this would close. Okay. Let's just see if we can do it straight. Not super confident. It could be a little bit more straight, but it's fine. Okay. Then I'm just going to take a few of these little flowers and I'm just going to add them down here in the corner, just so there's just a little bit more fun. When somebody opens up the card, they get even a little bit more fun inside. Oh my gosh, Kathleen, thank you so much. Kathleen just gave me a tip. She's a sweetheart. Oh, whoops. Come back here, Pink. Come back here, Pinky. I think the yellow is going to kind of overlap a little bit. Okay. So there it is. Again, I'm not going to add anything except 1 rhinestone to the middle of my bow. Otherwise, I think that all these die cuts and everything that's on here is enough. I don't think I need to add any ribbon or any other bling except that little guy right there. The only other thing that you could do if you wanted to was to bring in a Wink of Stella. I think maybe highlighting this little spot on the balloon would be cute. Add a little glitter there and maybe on the candle flame. So I think you could get away with just a tiny bit of glittery on the flame and then on the balloon. And then we have our little glitter piece here. Open it up. And again, like I said, you could glue a gift card in here if you wanted to. Just a pretty simple but really cute, fun card. Okay, so thank you guys for all the love on that. I appreciate that very much. I am going to clean off the stamps really quickly. And while I'm doing that, I'll give you a shameless plug to my little Amazon store. I do have a number of products linked in the description of this video. And as I've said before, if you do purchase something from those links, I do make a little bit of commission. I basically call it enough to purchase, like, you know, a bag of candy bars or something like that. And I will happily eat that candy while I am creating amazing fun projects for you all. There you go. Okay, our last card is going to be using another one of the bundles. Oh, Kathleen says she's going to be casing the card. Please do, Kathleen. That is why I am here and that is why I am sharing. Laura, thank you so much, Laura. She says monochromatic patterns in talking about those stacks of papers. Yes, monochromatic. That is the perfect word. I struggle with finding words. I've never really had a very big vocabulary. It's just not something that's, you know, that I've been good at. I've always been really good at math, not so good at English. So I'm just throwing that out there. I can figure out discounts in like a department store on an article of clothing that fast, but I can't come up with the term monochromatic. So we all have our strengths. English is not mine. Okay, so I also did purchase, I had the Trimming the Tree stamp set, and then I was very excited to see them come out with these dies that would coordinate with them. So I have, of course, now the set, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making a cute card with that. So let me get some pieces out of my bag here. I don't want to give away the whole thing, but we've got this going for us so far. Why did I have this paper over here? I don't remember why I did that. I don't need it. But I am also using, so what I decided to do was we have this paper in, I think it's the holiday catalog, and it's called Festive Foils Specialty Designer Series Paper. And it's 3 different colors. It's like crushed curry or gold, cherry cobbler, and then soft succulent. And then the backs are just white. So I decided to use a piece of that cherry cobbler. It's a 2x4 piece, if you're wondering. And then our stamps. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Card base, cherry cobbler, 4 1/4 by 5 or 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. This panel is 4 1/4 by 5. Oh my gosh. Apparently I'm not good at math either. 8.5 by 5.5, 4 by 5.25, 2 by 4, probably 5 inches on the ribbon. Okay, done. Now I need to get some white. Here's a piece. I have got the large stamp from the stamp set. I've got the large one and the small one. So I've got both of those here. We are going to stamp. I'm going to get this out of here. There's kind of a really bad glare on that. So we are going to start with our evening evergreen and the large tree. So I am going to ink up my large tree. And you know what? I think I'm going to bring in my foam mat because this is photopolymer, and oh, we may have to do this twice. I'm not sure. I may have to press my ink into my pad. Let me see how juicy this is. Some of my pads are just super juicy. Not that it's juicy, but it just kind of, it didn't leave the best impression down there. So we are going to try this again. Hold on. We have a full strip here, so we can definitely get this to be a nice image. All right, so we will try this again. Press down, pick it up, much better. We also have some soft succulent for our little inside kind of goods here. So if you're careful, you can kind of see, hopefully you can see that if you're the one stamping it, you can kind of see where it's supposed to go. It's not perfect by any means. It doesn't line up exactly perfectly, but I think it's good enough. There you go. All right, somebody said something. I looked it up on my smartphone. Oh, Laura, you're brilliant. She's brilliant. Okay, so we have our tree stamped. And you know what you can also do? Like, say, like I look at that and I'm like, oh, I didn't get it really perfect. I can stamp it again. And I can move it over, like in some spots where I didn't get like a lot of green. I can like move it over and do it again. And then it might, oh, I think I did it in the exact same spot. I meant to scoot it over that way. There. You could stamp it 20 times and you could get it all filled in if you wanted to. Oh, sometimes I crack myself up. Okay. So I do want to emboss this. So let me cut this off because I don't want my other tree on there. So I'm going to emboss a little bit of fun on here. So there is a little like zigzaggy tinsel in here. And so we're going to do that in gold. But my ink is probably still wet, even though it doesn't look wet and it's not going to smear. I believe it's still a little bit wet. So I'm going to bring in our embossing set. This is in the holiday catalog. You get an embossing buddy, the cute little tray. You get a brush, and then you get this cool cross-lock tweezer. And the tip on this is some kind of stone. I have no idea what it is, but it's not plastic. When I first looked at this in the catalog, I thought, oh, that's kind of dumb. I thought it was plastic, and I thought, well, that's going to melt when you're using your heat tool. It's not plastic. It's definitely some kind of stone. So there you go. All right, so I am going to add some embossing buddy to this, and then I'm going to blow it off so that there's not, you know, a whole lot stuck on there. And then I'm going to ink up my tinsel in Versamark. And then we're going to get some tinsel on our tree. Now, I've said this a million times. I'm going to say it again for anyone that's new. When I use Versamark, I ink up my stamp until I think I have enough ink on it, and then I add some more. Because I just don't really honestly feel like you can have too much Versamark. Okay, so I'm just kind of eyeballing where I want this to be. Pull it off. I'm going to bring in some gold. Blow some of that extra powder out of there. I'm going to shake this up. Sometimes it'll settle and then it looks kind of weird. But if you just shake it up, it's fine. And I'm going to add my gold powder to this. And then, of course, shake it off into the tray. Give it a little flick here and there. And then since I had my embossing buddy on there, I'm not going to have a whole bunch of excess powder. So you can do that. And now I can see that I was heavy-handed. And I have like a line of embossing powder where I don't want a line of embossing powder. So I just used my brush to get that off. And now I'm going to get my heat tool. And now, of course, heat tools are kind of loud. So I am going to hold it down here to heat it up a little bit so it's not right in your ear holes. bothering you. And then here I'm going to bring it in. And you know what? Embossing I never get bored watching embossing powder melt. I just think it's the coolest thing ever, and I just love watching it. So once it starts, it should go pretty quickly. Oh, I see I have a whole line there too. Boy, I did a really bad job. I need to cut my stamp is what I need to do. Because I was way too heavy-handed. Way too heavy-handed. Then you would die cut this. Now, if you're not heavy-handed, this is what it should look like. It has just nice little dots all over, not like this mess that Barb just did. So, what that tells me is that I need to take my stamp, and obviously, I have cut some of it off already because I know that I'm a heavy-handed stamper, but I need to come in here and cut a little bit more. Right here on this edge and right here on this edge. So I will be doing that later. I will be doing some stamp surgery and cutting some more of that off. Just because I am a very heavy-handed stamper. Some people aren't, and it's probably be better that you're not. But anyway, this one worked out fine because I did not do heavy-handed stamping on it. So there you go. All right. So we have our tree. We have our cards and all of its pieces. Now, this set has a ton of fun little things too. I can't find my dies, but I can bring in the piece of paper. Laura, congratulations to you, and you go, girl. I am also 56 years old, and I can't even imagine being in college right now. So, you guys can see that obviously I cut the tree out just like that. But there's also these two dies here. Well, actually not those two. This one and this one. So this is where the tree was cut out, just like this one here. But then the other die was used, and that just gives the tree some detail. So if you don't want to do stamping and die cutting, you can just do die cutting. And then I added a little bit of Evening Evergreen ink to the edges of this, just to kind of make it a little bit darker. So that's what that would look like. Then you have this cute little rug that you can have your tree stand on. Look how cute that is. It's like a little oval, but it's like supposed to be a little rug. So that's what we're going to do with our card. Our tree is going to sit on the rug. There's also like a tree stand, like a bucket. And it's got this, I don't know if you guys can see it. So I'm going to try to, there we go. You can see all the detail on that. So cool. It's got these little tinsel-y kind of things. A little thing. I thought I might use this, but then after I put the gold on there, I'm not going to. There are also a little bows that you can put on your tree, which we are going to do because they're adorable. So they actually, the die cuts 3 at a time, and there's 2 of them. So you can literally run through your machine and get 6 of these tiny little bows at one time, which is so cool. It also has a little triple ornament die. My gosh, look how cute these things are. Look at those. So cute. We're going to use a couple of them. It also has a star. What did I just do with my star? Oh, here it is in my hand. So it's got a star. So I did cut that out. We have our gold glitter paper. That is, it's a package of 3 colors. It's just called Glimmer Specialty Paper. And it's Evening Evergreen, Gold, and Vanilla. So you've got your Evening Evergreen. Wouldn't a tree look amazing? Tree here with this detail. Wouldn't that look amazing cut out of that paper? And then you have the gold and then the vanilla, which actually has a little bit of like a green sparkle to it. Oh, so pretty. Okay. So that's where I got my little star, and that's also in the set. And you see it's got a strip of 5 stars. You can make 5 stars. You've got your trios here of the bows. You've got the trios of the ornaments. You've got some solid ornaments because the stamp set does have these little ornaments that you can cut out. Here's a little stamped, or this is the bucket here. There's another bucket. There's just so many things in here that just make this so much fun to decorate your tree. So we are going to now add some glue to the tree so that we can add our bows and our star. So I'm going to add the star to the top, obviously. And then the bows, I'm just going to kind of add right where my tinsel kind of starts to go some other direction. So I need my take your pick tool. This is like, if you guys don't have this tool, you need to get it because it's the most amazing thing. It's got the putty in the tip here. You twist it and then more putty will come out. You can see the putty start to come out, and then you back it off, and then that will just keep that little bit of putty right there on the end for you. The other end comes with this little spatula and this little pokey tool that lock into place. We also have a brush end for getting your die cuts out of your dies. It's just so much fun. Uh-oh, that is way too big of a blob. We don't need that big of a blob. Okay, we've got this little bow right here, this little bow right here. Blob might be too big. See, my blobs are a little bit big. There. Okay, then we have our star that we're going to stick on the top of the tree, because that's where the star goes. Now, I think I am going to add an ornament, maybe just 2 of them, like one right here and maybe one right here. Oh, that was dumb. Hold on, let me get that off. Get that off. That's too much glue. We need to put the glue on the ornament, silly Barb. There. We'll try to put the tip of the ornament right where that was. And then I'll use this ornament here, because this is just kind of a fun looking ornament. And we'll stick that right there. Okay, so our tree is now decorated. So now we can put this onto our card. So now the easy peasy part here is we're going to add some seal to the one edge of the designer series paper. And then we're going to stick it to, did somebody say it wasn't a rug? It's not a rug, a tree skirt. Okay, Wendy, I will give you that. You are correct. It is a tree skirt, not a rug, but it kind of looks like a rug. But it's a tree skirt. But it looks like a rug, but it's a tree skirt. But it kind of looks like a rug. It is a tree skirt. Okay, enough of that. So then we're just going to add our designer series paper to this. Okay. All right, and then we can add this to the card, and then we'll just wrap those pieces of ribbon to the back and tape them down. Okay, get a couple of pieces of tape here. Our mascot is the Road Runner. That's cool. All right, and then we're going to stick this onto our card base here. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue just to get on that ribbon. And, whoops, there we go. Tree skirt. Add some glue. And I think we're going to put it about right here. There we go. And then our tree will add. So it's just sitting on our tree skirt. There we go. And then finally, I have a sentiment here. Now, this is a sentiment. Is this in the stamp set? Where is my stamp set? I think it is. Yes. May your season be merry and bright. Now, I would like this to be 2 different colors, but I kind of screwed up and I didn't use my Stamparatus, which I should have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little trick. So I'm going to stamp it first in Cherry Cobbler. I think that's the color I want to stamp it in. No, I'm going to stamp it in Mossy Meadow. Hold, please, while I get my Mossy Meadow. Or no, my Evening Evergreen. That's what I'm trying to look for. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so I'm going to ink this in some Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to stamp it right up here. Oh, let's hope we get it right and we don't screw it up. Whew! Okay, now I'm going to clean it off. Use my little chamois here, clean that off. Spank it dry. And then I'm going to ink it up in Cherry Cobbler. I'm going to stamp it on a scrap. And I'm going to trim out the word Mary. Now, you can use markers, but sometimes photopolymer stamps don't really like markers. I don't know why. Obviously, it's just the makeup, the photopolymer material. So you can do this little cheater way, which is to then snip out the word Mary. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue over my green Mary. Use my take your pick tool and add that right over the top of it. There. Fantastic. Okay, and now you can do the inside if you want. I need to get a piece of white for the inside. Where's my white? Here's one that is just about done. Let me cut it really quick here. So that's going to go on the inside of the card. What do I want to stamp on it? Anything? What do we have here that might be kind of cute? Well, there's not a whole lot that could be kind of cute, but we do have some bows, and we do have another sentiment. So we have, may your season be merry and bright. We could say sending Christmas cheer. That's always nice. Oh, here's another tip for you guys. A lot of times our photopolymer stamps have matching dies. This one does not. So this is not like the perfect example, but it just came to me and I wanted to share this tip with you guys. And a lot of times if you just take your photopolymer stamp and you just kind of slap it on a die or on a block, you don't really pay any attention to it. Let's say like that tinsel, for example, that little zigzag, suppose it had a die and you just slapped it onto your block and stamped it. You might not get it on there in the exact same orientation as the die. So if you take your stamps and you put them face down on a silicone mat, let them regain their shape, and then you pick it up, then you shouldn't have any trouble using your die cuts with it. Okay. And the reason I'm sharing that tip is because I had a downline, a team member, who a number of years ago was asking me if I had any problem with my photopolymer stamps lining up with dies. And I had figured out that was the reason why. And so I shared that tip with her. She came back and said, oh my gosh, I had no idea that I was, misshaping these stamps when I was, putting them on the block. So I do share that from time to time when I think about it because I feel it's a pretty valuable tip and it might be happening to some of you. That might be something that you're experiencing and now you will know how to fix that. I'm just going to throw this little ornament on here because I have it. It almost looks like a pumpkin. Doesn't that almost look like a pumpkin rather than an ornament? That would be kind of cute as a pumpkin. The wheels in my brain are turning. Okay. Well, that's it, guys. That's my final card for the day. Please remember that the registration for the retreat is on my blog. There's a link to my blog in the description of the video. It'll take you to that post. You can register there. The reason I didn't put the direct link here is because I thought you might have questions and the information on my blog will probably answer your questions. So then you'll know what you're getting. So I just wanted to share that with you. So we've got that fun Christmas card. We've got our cute Halloween card using our hat. And then, of course, we have the adorable pig with all of her sweet little die cuts. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your tips. If you guys are watching after the fact and want to tip me, there's a little thanks button that'll be below the video after it processes that you can tip me with if you so desire. Again, no pressure. And then you can always order from my Stampin' Up! Store at shoppingwithbarb.com, or you can click on my Amazon links below and purchase yourself some fun crafting items. So I will see you guys. Oh, Jody said to put a bow on the ornament. Before we go, let's just see if that will work. Oh my gosh, it will. Jody, you're brilliant. Okay, hold on. We're going to do it. Okay, those of you that left early, now you're going to miss out on, I'm trying to get a little bit of glue on there. Oh, it's going to cut into my word, but I think it's still so cute. Oh, if I'd have just put it somewhere else. Oh my gosh. Perfect idea, Jody. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, now we're done, and I will see you next week. Same place, same time. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.